Live.
Okay. Good morning, Kunal. Good morning, Mahesh. Sanjay, good to see you here. Dr. Pradeep, thank you very much. Ramesh, thank you. Thank you everyone for coming in. Madhumita, good to see you. So we go live in a couple of minutes as more and more people join in. We allow some time for people to come in into the room. So 11 o'clock on the 11th July. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for finding the time to come in for this webinar on how to exponentially grow your sales. We have seen COVID, and now we need to come out of COVID. We don't have a choice. Now, some ground rules. This webinar is focused for entrepreneurs. You can be a solo entrepreneur or you can have a large business, but this is for entrepreneurs. So anyone in this room who is not an entrepreneur currently may not find too much value in this next 90 minutes that you're going to spend here. Having said that, over the next 90 minutes, you will get what we in our action coach parlance talk in terms of BFOs, blinding flashes of the obvious. I'm not going to teach you how to do things. I'm only going to bring out things which has gone hidden, which has been somewhere hidden during the life that we have led for so many years. So please keep a pen and paper with you handy. You have the chat box to keep on typing, but I would prefer if all the questions come in at the end of the session. So please keep on writing your questions on your notepad, and I'll be here as long as required to answer all the questions. And if at any point in time you have a challenge not hearing me or not seeing me, please type it on the chat box. And if others are able to help, others are able to see and hear me, I would appreciate if you can type in everything is fine. so that you help me as we go ahead and we don't take unnecessary breaks in the process. So that's okay, Ramesh Chala. You're not an entrepreneur, but you'll be ready to speak to an entrepreneur. You're ready to move on to that entrepreneur journey, and so on and so forth. So let's move on. So why are we all entrepreneurs? And the first question that I would want to ask all of you is, why are you an entrepreneur? Any answers? Yes, quickly, please. On the chat box. On the chat box, okay. Okay. Got it. Fantastic. Lovely answers. So all of you are saying that you want to run a business. For me, or for us, the fundamental of being an entrepreneur is to leave a legacy. The idea is not to live forever, but to create something that will stay forever. So if you are in business, if you are running a business of yourself, or if you have inherited a business, 20, 30, 40 years from now, whenever the Almighty decides to take us away from this planet, have we left behind a legacy? That is the entire fundamental of this program that we run. Give you a quick update about who we are and why you should be spending the next 90 minutes listening to me. I represent Action Coach. I am a franchisee coach with a business coach with Action Coach, which is the world's largest and #1 business coaching company. There are 1,000 coaching offices in 76 countries. We started way back in 1994 by Brad Sugars, and today he probably runs businesses of $1 million plus. So he knows one or two things about how to run businesses. So he's an entrepreneur. He's an Australian by birth. He started Action Coach in 1994 with the objective that how do we create world abundance through business re-education. All of you are champion business owners. All of you are successful business owners. We are only trying to help you reach your goals faster. And if you reach your goals faster, you make money. You have a business which is sustainable. You employ so many people whose life is dependent on you. So you are the indirect supporter or direct supporter of so many families. And when your business grows, you are indirectly contributing to the GDP of this world and of the country. And hence, abundance is important. Abundance through wealth, abundance through happiness, abundance through success is important because a success story can get replicated. We coach about 15,000 businesses each week across the globe. In India, Action Coach started in 2011, and over the last 11 years, we have coached multiple small and medium businesses into achieving their goals. Now, having said that, why should you listen to me? So my name is Malloy Chakravarti, as you would have known by now. I worked for 20 years in a professional career with global organizations across India, Middle East, Africa in senior leadership roles, set up hospitals, set up programs, set up corporations in West Africa. And I know a little bit about how to run a business from a leadership role. So 20 years plus, started with Merck, then moved on to Millipore, and subsequently both of them are today the same entity. Spent a significant time with GE Healthcare, VWR, one of the world's largest distribution company, supply chain. I had the privilege of setting up their business and distribution channels in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. So consider myself privileged that very few of us have been able to set up businesses in Pakistan. Worked with a large Indian conglomerate, the Chandrai Group, in West Africa, Middle East and West Africa. I also started teaching about in the year 2001 after passing out from from Wellington, been associated with multiple B schools for the last 20 years, both in Mumbai, Delhi, Dubai, and Singapore. And 7 years back, I decided that it's time to move on into my second innings, which is Molloy the Entrepreneur. And I set up Beyond Red Ocean Consulting as my first venture, which was in the consulting, training space and executive coaching. Was doing pretty well there. Set up Quinton, which is with a friend of mine, which is in the infection control space, and touch wood, it has done phenomenally well in this COVID era because we have some very innovative products, patented products for infection control, both on surface and air. Along with a friend of mine, again, set up Hired Desk Management Services in the executive coaching business. So she manages the business on a full-time basis. I support her do the strategizing. And as a Bengali, I have a cloud kitchen concept, which is called as Paid Bhore, right? So we are an authentic Bengali cuisine cloud kitchen, which we call the Bengali Unrestaurant. And obviously the teaching has continued, now focusing only on strategy and marketing. And about a couple of years back, we were approached by Action Coach to become one of the franchise partners. And since then have been helping business owners ramp up their businesses. So that's that. So that's me as a life journey. So it's been a 31-year life journey as far as a professional and an entrepreneur is concerned. And believe me, know something on how organizations work and how businesses work. So a question to you, all of you, is how many of us, and in the chat box, please, how many of us can today take a 3-month holiday, go to Bahamas, and without the phone and without your laptop, and come back and find a roaring business? Anybody? No, Kapil? Not yet? Okay. Objective of us is to take you there. Thank you. So no, multiple no's. Please use the chat box because you not only need to hear, you not only need to see, but your third function of a finger has to go on. Right? So when multiple senses work, the ability to comprehend things becomes much faster and much better. Because if your business depends on you, you don't own a business. You own a job in your organization. And this is what we call the business driving you and not you driving the business. We did not get into this entrepreneurial journey to slog more than anybody else in our business and make lesser money probably than the others. We did not set up a business where people are waiting for us to come and give them instructions into how to run, what to do for the next hours, next part of the day. I've gone to so many businesses, my friends, and I've seen people sitting there playing their PUBG, watching their YouTubes, and when I ask them, what are you doing, what you are doing, they say, we're waiting for the boss to come in. Now, as Action, we don't want you to own a job in your business. We want you to own your business. We want you to build a team, build a system which will drive the business into autopilot, where you have to go to the business out of choice. No one is telling you don't go to the business, but it should be out of choice. You should be spending more time in the strategizing piece, which is driving the business rather than being in the business. Because for too long, we have stayed in the lower level of what we call the entrepreneurial ladder. Now, if you look at this ladder, and this is how every entrepreneur moves, we are a student at -1, where we are paying fees to get qualified for a job. We're spending money. From there, we get into the employee phase, where we are building our experiences when we want to set up a business. Then one fine day we realize whether it's out of push or pull, where we have a fight with our bosses, or we have that inherent stimuli that pushes us, motivates us, and we say we'll give up our employment and we'll start a job. I'll start a business. And for some of us, we have the benefit of a family business. So we join our family business. The sad part is we become self-employed. And when we are in that self-employed stage, we are on that seesaw. One day we are generating business. On the other day, we are catering to that business. So we BD and delivery, and we become successful. And as we become successful, slightly successful, we hire a team. We go up to stage 2, which is the manager. We hire a team. But because our business is not matured, because we do not have that cash flow in our system as yet, because we don't have a predictable business plan as yet, we tend to hire people who are not so incompetent. And when you hire people who are not so incompetent, you'll land up in a situation we are running around the mulberry tree, trying to put out the fire that has been put on by the team. And one day I get so fed up and say, why do I need the team? Why do I need the team? Because my team is not doing anything extra for me. It's only creating more problems. Sack the team. I was much better off when I was doing things alone. You come back into stage 1, and for the rest of your life, stay as self-employed. Thinking and telling the world that you have a business and you're an entrepreneur, but the fact of the matter is that you are not an entrepreneur at all. Because you have not walked up the journey from manager to owner to investor to entrepreneur. And we live our rest of our life. And at that point in time, when the Almighty again wants to come and take us, we live in a regret that I haven't left behind any legacy. I haven't left behind anything that my family can take on. I haven't left behind anything for the world to remember that Molloy one day had Beyond Red Ocean Consulting, and it continues to flourish in his absence. As Action, we want you to move up the entrepreneurial ladder. If not to 4, but at least to 3. That you become the owner of your business, because at the owner of the business, you get freedom. You get freedom to do multiple other things, because now you're only there for the strategizing. Today, we'll not be able to cover the entire journey, because today's our focus is on sales piece and money-making piece. So we'll focus on that, but this is the journey that you should all have in mind. You should print this, put it onto your wall where you can see on a daily basis and say, where am I today? I don't want you to get into the entrepreneur's conundrum, because entrepreneur's conundrum is when you're at that self-employed stage and that HR stage, that team stage, when you can sense and see success from a distance, because you are great technicians. You have come to the business because you have great technical knowledge, great competencies. But you can't see and smell. You can see and smell the success, but you can't get it, because we have not equipped ourselves to become an entrepreneur or an owner of a business even. We work harder than any of his employees. 16, 18 hours we are working hard. We have changed the entire spelling of business into business, B-U-S-Y-N-E-S-S. We are busy managing everything. We are managing customers, we are managing team, we are managing delivery, we are managing sales, we are managing marketing, we are managing everything. End of the day, you're not managing anything. You have no time for self and family, and because you're always stressed, health has become a major challenge. And the best part is, you're not making too much money. I don't think there's anybody in this room who wants to be in this entrepreneur's conundrum situation. The good part is, if you decide, if you put your hands, head and heart together, and you say, I will come out of this situation in the next 18 months, it is possible. And today I want you to make a promise to yourself that I will never ever say I want. I will always say I will. I want has to transform into I will, because I want is a dream, I will is an ambition, and ambition has a timeline. This entrepreneur's conundrum is something that you need to get into, because otherwise you don't want to be in that part of that 80% of the businesses which fail in the first 5 years out of burnout. How many things can you constantly do? When you're young, you can do it. But as you become mature, there's a level to how much can you do. You have to, some point in time, say that enough is enough. Statistics have said, I'll share 3 statistics with you today. 1, 80% of the businesses shut down in the first 5 years, which to us is okay, is acceptable, because there could be challenges in product, there could be challenges in consumer buying behavior, there could be multiple other challenges. But the sad part is, of the businesses which have survived, 80% of those businesses shut down in the following 5 years, which means they had a product which the customer was buying. They had a system that was working, but they could not manage that business going forward. And that is where burnout comes up. The other statistics that is said is 70% of the businesses, family managed businesses, are not transiting into the 4th generation. And that is scary. Now, if you look at the life cycle of a business, an entrepreneur starts his business. He struggles. He starts making money. His children come into the business. They start making money. They get educated. Their children come into the money. They grow the business. But after that, there's too much of disconnect between generations, because the business has not systemized, whereas these individuals who have studied overseas, who have been trained in the best schools, they come out with great systems and they don't find a synchronization, and there is burnout. Any business globally, and we have about 5,000 coaches around the world. We coach 15,000 businesses on a weekly basis. We ask anybody the 3 challenges that a business owner typically faces is team, money, and time. Today, our focus would be on the money piece, because we have a process which is called the 6-step process, which is a 6-step process, which talks about all 3. It's an annual program, annual mentoring coaching program. But today we'll focus on the money, because we want you to move from being a technician to an entrepreneur, because worldwide, most small businesses have been started by a technician who does not have the capability of becoming an entrepreneur. Because look at the world, look at global. I can train myself to become a doctor. I can train myself to become a CA. I can train myself to become a for example, a company secretary. I can train myself to become a GST specialist. For everything you can train yourself, but which is the course which trains you to become an entrepreneur? Which school in this world teaches you how to become an entrepreneur? And look at the entire education system globally. Everyone teaches everyone, every school, every business school, every college teaches on how you should become a professional in a corporate life, not how you can become an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurs need to learn, need to unlearn a lot, and need to learn a lot by taking the foundation of being a strong technician. Because for us as Action, the successful definition, or the definition of a successful business is a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. We want you to move away from the technician piece to in the owner piece, and then subsequently to the entrepreneur piece, where the business works without you. So all those responses that we have got of the no's that you cannot take 6 months off, or a 3-month off, or even a month off. I challenge anybody of you to take a month off and come back to your business, not work. Because none of our businesses are structured to work without us. So when we look at yourself, because we need to change, and that's where we need to start dreaming. And I want you to all dream today, 5 years from now. Because if you're not able to dream 5 years from now, that without you will not happen. So an exercise for today, for all of you, and whoever wants to share it with me subsequently, I'll share my email IDs. Most of you have my email IDs and mobile numbers. You can share it with me. I want you to that big dream of yourself. What is the revenue that your business is generating? Where do you live? What do you drive? What investments have you made? What are your future holiday plans? What is your family enjoying today? And how much time are you working in the business today? And 5 years from now, what is that big vision that you have? 10x? In 5 years, 10x, my friend, is not a big dream. Not a big dream. If you're a 5 crore, 10 crore, 15 crore revenue, how can you get this 20x revenue? Because unless you dream big, you will not be able to cater to that, do anything to cater to that dream. Now, the reality is, which all of us have been disconnected as entrepreneurs. All of us have come to business or are working in an organization because we have certain personal goals to fulfill, your personal aspirations, and that personal aspirations can change from person to person and is different from person to person. So just by putting a revenue in your business is not going to help you generate that revenue. You have to link that revenue into your personal goals. So whatever the personal goals that you may have, I have listed down 4 personal goals. You can have different personal goals. Someone could say, I need money to build a charitable school. I need to make money to build an orphanage. I need to make money for other things in life. That's okay. But your personal goals should be linked to the revenue that the business is making. Because if I make a lot of money, how would it change me as an individual? Where would I live? Would I continue to live where I'm living today? Or would I look at a different address or a different size of property? Or would I have something, go back to rural India and have a farmhouse? Where would I want to live? What's a car that I want to drive? I have a visualization of a car that I want to drive as on 1st January 2021, and I can assure you that that will be fulfilled because I do this I am statements. These are I am statements, the affirmation statements. What is the money that you would want to make investment-wise? Where would you want that money to be parked? Where and how many holidays would you have made in the next 5 years? What are those dream vacations? And I'm not saying Europe or US or whatever. It could be Europe, it could be US, it could be Assam, it could be Andamans, it could be anything. But I want you to put down those that, are you achieving those goals? What is your family doing to enjoy themselves? And in 5 years from now, how much time would you want to work in the business? And if you want to fulfill this action, if you want to fulfill this action's definition of a successful business, all the first 6 should go up in 5 years. The 7th should go down. The 7th should go down. 7th going down in your current business. You may start another 5 businesses. That's okay. But all those 5 should go, all the first 6 should go up. Friends, dream big. Too many of us are not dreaming big enough. Too many of us feel that COVID is going to kill your business. It's not going to kill your business. It's going to give you opportunities. It's going to give you huge amount of opportunities, provided you're able to pivot your business, provided you're able to look at opportunities for business. I was hearing an interview of specialty restaurants yesterday, the owner of specialty restaurants, mainland China, Calcutta. He says, my business has not taken a hit because we have changed our model. Hero Motors says their business is not taken a hit. They have changed their model. Indigo chairman, an airline which we felt that airline industry will go down, the Indigo, so not the chairman, Mr. Ranajay Datta, the MD, he says, I am scared of making my next statement because I feel there will be a lot of opportunities that will come up for Indigo Airlines in the post-COVID era. Look at the number of businesses that have been transformed. One of my clients who was in the furniture business has moved overnight into making hospital furniture. Their business has been converted into essential business. There is lots of opportunities. Are you ready? Are you ready to move into the next level? Because this is what we call the 6 levels of achieving massive results. Today, we are going to focus partly on part 1 and on part 2 because we don't have the time. Anybody who wants to talk to me on the 6 levels, I'm happy to talk to them. So first level is every business today is in chaos. Let's accept it. And I'm going to make some hard facts. People may not like me. That's okay. Every business is in chaos. We don't have business plans in place. We don't have systems in place. We don't have hiring systems in place. We don't have KRAs in place. We don't have, majority of the things are missing in a business. So first is, how do you bring some semblance of control into the business, which we call the mastery piece. This is the difficult part. This is nothing to do with sales and marketing. Once you have control in your business, the next is niche, where we talk in terms of predictable cash flows by having a robust sales and marketing. And today our main focus will be there. How do you have predictable cash flow? Because post-COVID, a lot of organizations have a deterioration of their cash position. So we need to now replenish that. Once we have cash flows in place, once we have the liberty and the flexibility and the peace of mind of seeing cash, not turnover, cash, not revenue, cash. I'm talking about cash in the bank, cash in your pocket. I'm not talking about anything else. I don't want you to be a 100 crore business with a negative cash flow. Not acceptable. Otherwise, we'll become a Bhushan Steel, a Monet Ispat, or whoever. Extremely leveraged company. The third is leverage. Leverage here, we don't mean financial leveraging. Leveraging is how do you bring in efficiency into your system? Do more with less. So that's where we start putting in the systems. A lot of organizations make the mistake of trying to instill systems without cash. Please understand, systems are expensive. Good systems are expensive. A good CRM is expensive. If your cash is not supporting the CRM, if your cash is not supporting the systems, you'll one day let go of that system and say, let's search for cash. Ye system to kaam nahi karta. It's not that the system doesn't work. We don't know how to make use of it because we don't have the cash. We are focusing so much on money. Once we have the systems in place, then you're building your team. Whether you're hiring an MD or a CEO or a general manager, whoever, that replacement of you has to happen. The team has to come in. So you should have the right hiring processes, the right people in the bus, the KRAs and the KPIs, measurement, vision. Why should people stay with you? A lot of business owner comes and tells me that my people don't stay with me. I'm not able to get motivated people. And my question to them is, do you have a vision document about where the business will be 5 years from now? And how will this team go there? What will happen to the team when your business is there 5 years from now? Are you showing them a path? Silence. Pin drop silence. Business owners don't know themselves where the business will be 5 years from now, how they can sell a dream to a person who's come to build his career. Obviously, they will go. Right? So you build a team which is a structure for growth, and then you get freedom. You get freedom because your business is in autopilot mode. It's on full-fledged, systemized, automized. Now, like Richard Branson says, if you can build one business, why can't you go and build a second business? Because now you're getting passive income. So either you move totally into the ownership role and you get your dividends as passive income, or you create your business into a product and you sell the product partially or fully and monetize the business. That is where your next level of keeping the business sustainable will happen, because now your business is a product. Today, your business is not a product. Today, your business is you. So the people buy your business, they want to buy you as well. And why would you sell yourself to somebody else? This is the most fundamental piece for today's presentation, today's webinar, because we are going to talk about money mastery. There's no point sitting next to me on the aircraft when we're traveling together and telling me that I am a 100 crore business. 100 crore business with a 10% profitability is no comparison for a 25 crore business with a 30% profitability. Let's get out of this revenue culture unless we get the cash in place. Because the fact of the matter is, if your sales continue to grow and you're not fixing the other elements of your business, you will remain a cash-strapped organization. Many of us are still bringing in cash into a large business, either in forms of equity or in forms of asset sale or in forms of raising additional debt. When you're raising additional debt, to support that debt, your profit takes a hit. If you're selling your equity, you are only constantly leveraging yourself. So you're putting in your own money into your own business rather than the other way around. And sometimes you're selling your capital infrastructure to generate money. So the fundamental of today's session is this: how do we bring in more cash into the system? How do we make a business which is profitable? How do I then go on increasing the sales? Some people think to increase profits in your business, you need to increase sales. Now, the unfortunate thing is that this can be nothing further from the truth. And I'll tell you why. I've seen so many business owners who have no cash flow. When I go and ask them, what are you going to do to improve your cash flow and profits? They said, sir, sale karna hoga. I have to go and meet more customers. What they're trying to do is trying to build a 25-story building on a foundation which can hold a 5-story building. So please look at your foundations first. Now I want you to think through, and I want some chat boxes to be activated, please. How has your accounts receivables by days increased in the last 3 years? Forget FY 2021. Let's concentrate till FY 20. Has it gone up or gone down? Accounts receivable by number of days. Yes, please. Quickly, some answers. Yes, gone up, gone up, gone up. Most businesses that we have seen is the account receivable is increasing. Absolutely, it's increasing. Why should it increase? That's my question. Where is that discipline lacking for people who are meant to collect? If you were collecting, and I'm taking some raw numbers, if FY 18 you had 45 days, FY 19 you had 55 days, FY 20 it's 65 days. Why has it gone up? Because you were able to collect at 45 days some point in time in your business. Why has it gone up? Because this is a direct drain on your cash flows. You have to pump in additional money for your accounts to manage your cash flows. Why can't we next year look at pulling that down by 5 days? I'm not telling you go back straight to 45 days, but bring it down to 5 days. What is happening to your inventory holding costs? I'm sure as your business grows, it is increasing. I'm not telling you to become a Dell. Dell has an inventory turnover of 1 day. I'm not telling you to become a Dell. I know it's not possible. You will tell me not possible. But why can't it go down to 20 days, 25 days? What was the least that you did? And I'm sure it's increasing. Cash gap, many of us are not even calculating cash gap. I'm sure many of us are not calculating cash gap. I'm asking you, are you calculating the number of days from when you have paid your vendor for a raw material to the point in time when you have recovered the money from your end customer by transformation of that raw material into a final product? Because there is a process time. And both point 2 and point 3 are interrelated, because if you have no clue about your inventory holding, your cash gap will continue to increase. Again, a drain on your profits. Like a business owner, a friend of mine in Pune told me that, Molloy, we are struggling. We have huge profits, but all the profit is in our inventory. We don't see cash in the system. Why are you in business then? Who's responsible for all this? If your sales is responsible for all this, pull them up. What are their KRAs? If your finance is responsible for it, pull them up. If your supply chain is responsible for this, pull them up. But do we even know where it is and where it was and who is responsible for it? We don't know, unfortunately, my friends. As business owners, we don't know. And I'm also sure that your administration expenses are going up. Now, for me, or for anybody as a business coach with Action Coach, anybody in the world, we say, if a person is not contributing to getting a customer or to retaining a customer, he has no place to be in that organization. So either you realign portfolios within your team members, or you need to cut the flab. Because if you are not going to focus on these 4 elements in the next 1 year, when your sales growth may be stagnated, if you're not going to focus on this and you're going to put only additional focus on sales, it is only going to put pressure on your profits. You're not going to make money. Because in a desperation, you will say my account receivable abhi 90 days hai, to 95 days ho jayega, 100 days ho jayega. It may go up to 100 days. My inventory holding costs will go up. My administration expenses are going up. Everything is going up. Now, unfortunately, most business owners are not happy dealing with numbers. That's the fact of the matter. We need to bring them back into the numbers game. Business, on one hand, is fulfilling your passion about a technician. But if you want to be a business owner, forget being an entrepreneur. If you want to become a business owner, you need to have the numbers game totally entrenched in your pocket. What are your margins? What are your true margins? As a business owner, I ask people, what are your true margins? And people are not even aware of this concept of true margins. True margins are those margins which is accrued by you after you have added your salaries as a cost. If you have not added your salaries as a cost, who's going to bear your cost? How are you going to make money from the business? What will be your salaries? What would be your dividends? Tomorrow, when you're looking at stage 4 and you want to bring in the CEOs and the MDs into the room, into your organization, who's going to manage that cost? That cost will get added on, and all of a sudden, your margins will reduce by 10%, 100 basis points. So what are your true margins? Are you also aware what is the margin per product? Are you doing a product segmentation? And while you may not want to share the margins with your sales team, are you giving them a clear direction that these are the products that I need to sell more because that's where we make more money? If your salesperson is going to increase sales, and he's going to increase the sales by focusing on margin on products where you make the least amount of margin, it's a double whammy for you. One, your inventory holding costs are going up, your account receivables are going up, and you're selling products which are making absolutely wafer thin margins. But are we even aware of it? Look, people tell me, sir, mota 10-12% margin hota hai. And mota 10-12% kya hota? What is 10-12%? Is it 10 or is it 12? Is it 10 for every product, or is 12 for every product, or is some product giving you 25% and some product give you 5%? What are you doing? Because products which are giving you 5% margins are only adding on to your top line. They're not impacting your bottom line. So you may consciously want to do it to improve your top line and to cover your fixed costs. That's okay, as long as you consciously do it. But are you doing it that way? What is your break even? And today, in the post-COVID era, as we restart our businesses, I think we should look at daily break evens, because things are not going to be the same. Every decision that you take today has far-reaching implications. One mistake can put you back by miles. So what is your break even today? What is your cost structure? Is your cost structure as per industry benchmarks? Or your cost structure is higher or lower? If it's lower, it's good. You have headroom to play with. But if your costs are higher than industry benchmarks, why are they? Are you giving a significantly better quality product? If you're giving a significantly better quality product or a service, is that being communicated to the customer? If it's being communicated to the customer, are you able to monetize it? Or your cost is higher because you have a better product, but you're selling as far as industry is concerned. So why are you doing it? So when we come into play, when we as Action Coach comes and looks at all these numbers, we need to first fix these. Because without fixing this, like I said, you're trying to build a 25-story building on a 5-story building foundation. It will not work. We will struggle. Unfortunately, most business owners are not acting as business owners. They're acting as employees. They are not even looking at a profit and loss account on a monthly basis. Are you looking at it on a monthly basis, or waiting for 31st March and then you say, why these numbers are this? Most business owners that I talk to, they're planning their investments based on their passbook. They don't have even a rolling 12-month cash flow statement. Absolutely unacceptable if you are wanting to build a legacy. If you're wanting to build a business for the next 5 years, it's okay. Ki 5 saal baad, my business is over, I am over, my business is over, that's okay. But if you're building a business for the future, and especially youngsters, if you're wanting to build a business for 20 years, 30 years, whether you are there in the business or not there, whether you are a management or you are owners, or whether you have gone into the valuation game and shed off certain equity to somebody else. You need to start acting as business owners. You need to stop acting as an employee in your business. This is where your profits will be made. Unless you fix this, the profits will not come in. So I'm asking you 10 questions today. What is your business plan for the next 5 years? Do you have a documented, written down business plan for the next 5 years? Where will my business go? Not as was in terms of monthly revenues, not in terms of targets. Everyone comes and shows me a business plan, which is one pager, which is the target for the next 1 year, which is not the case. Where does your business want to go? What are the products you want to get? At what staggering? What are the products you want to get in or launch per geography? What are the new technology you want to look at? What are your SWOT analysis? We have a 24-page document that needs to be filled up when you're doing a business plan. Because this business plan is a vision document. And this has to be then sold, not sell as far as a monetary transaction, but sold to your leadership team, because they need to buy into this business plan, because they are all part of it. You can't do it alone. What is your marketing plan for the next 3 years? Do we even have a marketing plan? Or do we tell your salespeople that last year you did 100 numbers, this year 110 numbers? Based on what? Which customer segment? Do we have a rolling 12-month forecast? Do we know what our customer, from where are we going to get the orders from? Because we forget at some point in time that my sales forecast is the precursor for doing multiple other things. My recruitment process, my recruitment planning, my production planning, my capital investment planning. How am I going to do it if I don't know what is my 12-month forecast? Rolling 12-month forecast. Everyone shows fiscal. Sir, EMI, yes, I'll make it. I say, fine. We are in the month of July. What is your forecast for June? Do you at least know which customers? Because we know customer classification. We know our sales cycle. Depending on the sales cycle, you should be able to forecast. Like I coach a company which is in the elevator space. So we build a sales forecast by how many floors the building has gone up. You know, okay, I got 25 story here, 20 story building ban chuka hai. It's been reached 20 stages. So you will in the next 5-6 months, you'll be able to make the lift. But the foundation is being made. We'll need another 24 months. So build that sales forecast. Customer classification, A, B, C, D. How many of us do have a customer classification? A standing for awesome. My fantastic customers who don't talk about money, who don't talk about discounts, who don't talk about anything. They are my loyal, my great customers. What do I need to do to manage them? How do I manage them? B is my basic customer who give me a chunk of business, loyal to me, but always crib for discounts. Okay. But I know they will give me my top line. So A gives my bottom line, B gives my top line. C are all those customers who can't deal with for us. They're below the line. And I'm sure all of us have C customers maximum, unfortunately. We can't deal with them, but we have to cater to them. Their orders are infrequent. Their orders are small value. And then they keep on throwing a fit. I know your father. I know your grandfather. I know, so I've been doing business for such and such time. How do you manage your C customers? Again, outside the purview of today's webinar, but I'm happy talking to any one of you who are C customers. And sorry, it should read as D. D is dead. I just want to let go of them because they are neither giving me the revenue nor giving me the profits. I just need to let go of them. In case they want to buy from me, let them buy from me. So the fundamental is I will sell to A, I will sell to B, I will avoid selling to C, and D, they should buy from me. I will not sell to them. They should buy from me under my conditions. If it's okay, okay. Otherwise, most of the salespeople are running after the C's, trying to fulfill their whims and fancies. मुझे delivery 10 crore का order when my turnover is 100 crores, 1 lakh order, and you're chasing them. You're chasing them to eternity. If you're doing C, then who's doing A and B? What is my customer acquisition cost? We spend so much time and money going and acquiring a customer, but do we have any number to say, this is my customer acquisition cost, this is my average customer acquisition cost? Because your customer acquisition cost should be linked to lifetime value. If I'm spending 25,000 rupees on acquiring a customer, I should make as profit at least 20 times, 30 times as a lifetime value. But the challenge with with a lot of organizations is we chase and get customers, we acquire them, spend 25,000 rupees, and then we start acquiring another customer, and then we start acquiring another customer. We forget about this. So his lifetime value is not getting fulfilled. So once I've spent money on him, I think he's there with me forever. It's not true. There's competition in the marketplace. How many lead generation strategies do I have? Do we even know that we need to generate leads? How many strategies do I have? What is my conversion rate? If you're having 5 or 3, I'm sure many of you, most of us will not have more than 3, ideally 2. We talk in terms of that your lead generation should be robust. You should have at least 10 strategies. We have 72 strategies as action. Not everything fits into every business, but of that 72, we should pick up that 10 that works for us. So if you're having 3, if you're having 2 lead generation strategies, there's money that is being spent. So what is my marketing budgets and what is the expenditure that I'm incurring? Is that correlated with sales? Or all haywire? Sales forecast has been 100 crore, marketing budget's 5%, 5 crore marketing budget, sales ka number ka kuch ata pata nahi, we don't know where the sales number are going. I'm happily spending my 5 crores without any correlation to whether the sales are coming up or not, for whatever reasons. Maybe COVID, maybe some other reason. What is my marketing ROIs? We all talk about terms of ROIs, but who's managing marketing ROIs? If my marketing ROIs are not over a certain number, why am I even spending money on them? This is where your big game is if you want to increase your sales. I've given you some strategies about how to increase your profits, but this is where the sales will come up. And as we go forward, I'll give you some more. So please keep your pen and paper ready. Interesting things coming up. This is where organizations miss out. Organizations are not doing a sales and marketing strategy. Organizations are just doing a sales targeting. I've done so much, I will grow my sales by such and such percent. No strategies that have been outcome that you're designing. On top of it, let me share with you something very interesting. On top of it, I keep on sending mails to some customers, prospects, inviting them to join the webinars. I'm sharing with you 3 examples of the automated responses that I have got. Let's look at the green one. Hi, thank you for your email. Like everyone, due to lockdown, I'm working from home. The situations arising from lockdown has kept everyone in the leadership position in the logistic industry associations very busy, as we have to participate in numerous video conferences and attend calls of issues of general interest to the sector. You can continue to reach me on my mobile. Since I have a dense schedule, please note that I may not be necessarily be able to attend calls on mobile immediately. Please send SMS and follow it by a comprehensive. Now, when I get this as an automated response, I'm okay because I have reached out for my business development. Now think about this. Your customer would also have got this kind of message. And look at the language that is being used. I'm telling my customer, you're not important. I am a busy man. I am solving the industry problem. I am a busy man. I cannot attend calls on mobile. So you please follow, continue to chase me, and please send a SMS and then follow it up with a comprehensive mail. Is this what we are doing to our customers? Customers who give us money, who allow us to run a business. Is this what we are going to tell our customer? Look at the other mails. This mail is to inform you as a citizen, we abide by the steps taken by the government for COVID-19. What are you trying to tell me, that I am not abiding by sending you an email? This is the mail that you're sending to your customer. The other one, you may contact me via email, or in case of urgency, you may call my number. What are you trying to tell me? Customers who are my, as we call, who take care of my business. He's also written to you because he needs some help from you desperately. He may have paid you money for a product that you're unable to supply. At a time when I'm telling all my clients that please reach out to all your customers every single week, speak to all of them, keep them updated about what's happening in your business. This is the kind of responses that you get from business owners. This is the kind of response that you get from business owners. My friend, if you are in that part of that same league, please change yourself right now, because this is not going to last. COVID is not going to last. Corona is not going to last. Lockdown is not going to last. Another month or so at the most, businesses will start coming back to normal. And at that point in time, do you think customers who have received this mail, especially the green one, will be interested in doing business with you? Then don't come and tell me I've lost my customer. You have forced yourself to lose your customer. The next step, when we talk in terms of increasing your sales, and we have made this, and I've made this commitment to you that you can grow your sales and profit by 40%. I'll show you with a mathematical formula how you can do it, because marketing is maths. I want you to first tell me, what is your niche? What is your unique selling proposition? Tomorrow I want a tire for my car, and I call a tire vendor and I ask him, what are the various types of tires that you have? And he tells me, and then I say, what is the price? And he tells me the price. The value proposition is over. Now the only discussion will be on the price. Only discussion is on price. If Domino's can set up a unique selling proposition of a 30-minute delivery, and we all know that Domino's is not the best pizza in the world. Probably we make better pizza. But that entire concept of a 30-minute delivery is staying in my mind, and I ordering Domino's pizza when I'm hungry is the power of a unique selling proposition. Your product may be a commodity. Your product may be a me too. But something in your business has to be unique selling. Something in your business has to be so powerful that you have to go and sell, for which the customer will reach out to you. There's this English word starting with D, which is called as discounting, which kills 90% of the businesses. Because if your entire business is built on discounting, look at the type of customers you're attracting. Your customer whom you're attracting is not somebody who's looking at value, but who's looking at discount. And if that is the customer you're catering to regularly, what is the probability of somebody else not coming in and offering a higher discount? And your business is over forever. So as a business, you need to figure out, what do I stand for? And people tell me, sir, you don't understand my business. I said, very well, I don't understand your business. All the coaches, all the 7,000 odd coaches in globally, they get to hear the same statement from their clients. So we don't understand the business. My only humble proposition and submission out here is, all the orders that you have picked up in the last 24 months, have you picked up Because you were always lowest in pricing? Answer this question honestly. And if you believe your honest statement, which I think is the reality, that all your orders are not based on the lowest pricing, figure out why that customer who's buying from you at a higher pricing buys from you. Build your unique selling proposition based on that. Now, as a SME and an MSME, you always have a challenge of selling to customers, because customers are risk averse. And if your customers are risk averse, they need a backup guarantee that what if whatever you have committed as far as your value proposition is concerned doesn't turn out right. And there we tell people, what is your guarantee? You need to have a guarantee. Action Coach says unique selling proposition. We commit, confirm that in 12 months, if you work the way we suggest, your sales will go up by 46% and your profits will go up by 50%. That's our unique selling proposition. The second unique selling proposition is we give a guarantee to that results. And what is the guarantee we give? After 17 weeks, you can come and tell me that, Molloy, what you have committed is not working, and I will be duty bound to stop invoicing you for the rest of the year, because I have given a guarantee and I stand by that guarantee that I can do it for you. What is the guarantee that you're giving to your customer? If you have been able to identify a unique selling proposition, if you've been able to monetize that unique selling proposition, there is no way that you cannot give a guarantee. And someday on a one-to-one, I'll show you that even if by creating a unique selling proposition, if your sales goes up by 20%, even if 5% people come and ask you for guarantee, you'll still make money. So what is that? We need to figure out what is the break even. At what level of guarantee do you not make any more money? So we have to ensure that we stop below that. So having looked at the unique selling proposition, and when I talk to business owners and you say, sir, B2B mein kya unique selling proposition hoga? So B2B, why do people buy? If it's an industrial product, why do people buy? They buy for 3 reasons. One, their cost of operation should come down. Their quality of output should increase, or the time that they would take in that operation should come down. That's all. Now, for that, we need to invest in sales and marketing, because once we create that unique selling proposition, and if you go to Action Coach site, we speak about that guarantee. If you see any of our business cards, we talk about that guarantee. We communicate this to the marketplace, to whoever we meet. We have posters and banners, so we need to communicate. But that unique selling proposition also has to be taught to salespeople, because everyone needs to speak the same language. So again, going and asking you a question, if you have a team of salespeople, when were they last trained in sales? The chances are 90% of you would tell me have never been trained on sales. Let's understand the Indian demographics. Most of the salespeople at the lower end of the strata are coming in because they are not qualified to become a doctor, engineer, chartered accountant. So if they're not qualified to become that, then what is their knowledge about sales? Nothing, zilch. So if you have not trained your salesperson, if you have not created a unique selling proposition, if you have not created a value proposition, if you have not created a guarantee, and you have not trained your salespeople, if your marketing communication does not have that, how will your customers know what do you stand for? And the reason why people don't do it is because they think sales and marketing is an expense. On the contrary, sales and marketing, as far as Action Coach view is concerned, is an investment. For every money out, more money should come in. And it is true for some businesses. And if it is true for some businesses, why is it not true for the rest of the businesses? That's the challenge that we have. Unless we change our mindset, and as a business owner, as an entrepreneur myself, and as a business growth expert, I tell business owners, unless your mindset changes, unless your outlook towards the situation changes, unless you are gung-ho about the economy, unless your sentiment changes, unless you think about business as a sustainable, unless you think about creating a legacy, how would anybody else's vision mindset change? So you're all here, successful business owners. You can become much more successful. I'm not saying you're not successful. You're 100 times successful. How do you look at extrapolating that success at a shorter time frame? That's all the thing that we're talking about. So when you're looking at this as an investment, I have a very funny situation, and all of us face this. Most business owners know about how many customers they have, what is the revenue that they're making, and what is the profit that the company is making. Now, the fact of the matter is, if you look at all this, this is not in your control. These are results of actions that you need to take. All these three are results. How many customers you have at the end of the year is an outcome. How much revenue you make is an outcome. How much profit they make is an outcome. And these are results. Now, if a business owner is focusing on the result, then who's focusing on the actions? And what are the actions that we need to take? Because actions will translate into results. Results will not happen automatically. It will not fall from the heaven. You don't have a magic wand and you say, I want so many customers, and you will have so many customers tomorrow. So what are the actions that you are taking? As a business coach and my team, we send out mails to so many people. Those are the actions. Speak to customers on a regular basis. That's the action. Results will happen if you take the actions right. And I'm going to put a dashboard in front of you, showing you how actions can magnify the results that you have achieved till date. So you stop focusing on the results, start focusing on the actions, and your results can multiply. So let's put some numbers in. So we look at this as our dashboard, as the 5 ways of doing things. You will see there are 8 phrases, 5 in blue, 3 in red. The 3 in red is because we believe they are the least important as far as a business owner is concerned. As a business owner, I need to look at the blues, which are the actions that I can take. Because those are within my control. If I take them right, if I do them right, I get customers, I get revenue, I get profit. Let's put some numbers in. Suppose there's a business which has 4,000 leads being generated annually. And you have 25% conversion rate, and you get 1,000 customers. Every customer buys from you twice. Some may buy once, some may buy 10 times. Average number of customers, number of transactions per customer is 2. Every customer average gives you a dollar sale of 100. Some may 1,000, some may 1, could be anything, but average is 100. So you make a revenue of 200,000. Your profit margins are 25%, and this small business gives you a profit of $50,000. Now let's keep on adding the numbers. Now, what if we add a simple 10% increase? I asked you a question sometime back. What is your lead generation strategy? And you will know that you don't have a lead generation strategy. You are probably doing Just Dial or doing this or doing that other thing. We have 72 lead generation strategies. And I want you to look at where else can you do. Are you in social media? Are you in digital media? Do you have a website? Do you have a sales team? Do you have do you attend virtual conferences? What are all the things that you do? Do you advertise? Are you on Just Dial? Are you on IndiaMart? Depending on the kind of products that you have. Now, using those strategies, we are saying let's increase by only 10% leads in the next 12 months, which I think is a feasible number by getting a plan in place of lead generation. 10%, as it is, you are getting 4,000. We are saying let's increase it by 10%. Businesses, when they focus right, they actually ramp up this lead generation strategy to 50, 60%, but we are not recommending that. Now, having said that, if you have 2 lead generation strategies, what's the conversion rate from each one of them? Are you measuring the conversion? Is there any MROI? I was having a client the other day, and he said, sir, I have 2 lead generation strategies. Somewhere I put in 60% of my marketing budgets, another place I put in 40%. I said, fantastic. What is the conversion rate? Sir, conversion is 25%. I said, equally, both? He said, sir, yes. I said, go and check. After a week, he comes back and he says, sir, where I'm putting the 60%, do you know I am not generating one single lead? All my leads are coming in from the place where I'm investing that 40%. And it doesn't take rocket science to understand what he has done from the next month. Just put out that 60%, put it here, and his conversion rate has zoomed. So are you focusing on the MROIs? Also, when we do our USP and we do our guarantees and we go and we do the value proposition and we go and train the salespeople, the more they talk to the leads on those lines, the conversion rates will go up. And I'm recommending a 10% increase on the conversion rate, not 35%, but 10% of 25%, which is 27.5%, which is actually, if you look at it, if you do the activities that I just said, do those activities, should be a cakewalk. People have actually done 25%, 30% increase in conversion. Even if your leads don't go and this goes up by 30%, you'll still achieve your numbers. So if you do this, you'll get a customer of 1,210. Number of transactions. How many of our customers know all the products or the services that we sell? My friend, one of my coaching friends, he decided to test this. He said, let me test it because I don't believe anything without testing. So he went to his barber about a year back, or 2 years back. And he said that I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I need to look well groomed. So I need to come to your salon, spa every month. I'm unfortunately coming once in 2 months. So I'm coming 6 times in a year. Can you, at end of every month, send me a WhatsApp that, sir, your haircut is due? I said, yes. So the barber started doing it. When the barber did it, this guy finally did not go 12 times, but he went 9 times, which is a growth of 50%. But is our salespeople trained to increase the number of transactions? That entire sales training of going and telling the customer of all the products and services that we have and how it is going to solve his problem can significantly grow this number of transactions. But we are recommending don't go overboard, grow by 10%. Or 2.2. Average dollar sale. Again, a question to all of you. How many of us write to all our past customers, current customers, and prospects once in 90 days? I'm sure we don't. But that's a practice that we instill as action. And there was this real estate guy who said, sir, you're saying write to the customers in 90 days, once a quarter. I said, yes, but my customer buys only once in 6 years, 5 years, 6 years. I said, okay. So I assume it's 7 years. I said, yes, sir, 7 years. How much money are you going to spend on on a monthly basis or on annual basis. It's 250 per quarter, 1,000 rupees. Is 7,000 rupees over 7-year period very high an investment into retaining a customer? Let's take that same example of my friend who went to that salon. He went there 9 times, and because he had coached them, he had trained them, as he was having his haircut, people started coming and asking him, sir, facial, pedicure, manicure, head massage. The 9 times he went, he had a facial twice and a pedicure once. His average dollar sales zoomed. Look at McDonald's. That young lady, young girl standing there with her hands folded. Sir, thank you for your order for veg burger. What can I offer you more? Can I give you a coffee? Can I give you some fries? Can I give you some soft tea? Can I give you XYZ? Trained to upsell. Our salespeople are not trained to upsell. When I was talking to this McDonald's guy in Panvel, he said, sir, 30% of my customers buy the second product for which they have not come. And actually, the average dollar sale doubles. It's more than double. So it's possible by training salespeople and by creating the scripts and creating the systems to increase this dollar sale by 10%. You can actually do much more than that. Now, which means your revenue should have gone up by 10% to $220,000. But we forget something which we were taught way back in school, the power of multiplication. And the power of multiplication is on 4 areas. If you have done your 10% growth, your sales goes up by 46%. This is simple mathematics. You can use your calculator. You can do it. Goes up by 46%. And any CA, any business owner will tell you when you're doing the same revenue with similar cost structure, your margins have to increase. And if our margins don't increase, we have 60 strategies to increase margin. So if your margin increases by 10%, which we are saying 10%, your profits go up by 61%. Now, is this something that is not doable? And I refuse to believe if any organization comes and tells me that this is not doable. When you have kept your house in order, you have looked at the 10 steps that we said, you have created a USP, you have created your guarantees, you have trained your salespeople, and you have done these 5 steps, the sales and profits can increase. So 46% increase in revenue and a 61% increase in your profit. My commitment today was for this webinar that we will help you grow your revenues by 40% and your profits by 40%. Here is a methodology which will help you to grow your revenue by 46% and your profits by 61%, provided you're willing to work on the business, enough of working in the business. Question is, what would you do with this money? The extra money that you do, you'll get a new car. You'll go for a holiday. And that's why I said, once you have systemized this, you can go to Bahamas for 3 months and come back into a business which is rocking. The time that you have in hand, what would you do with it? Would you set up another business? Or you go do your charity or do your holiday? You can do it if you want to do it. The important bit is I want to do it. And if you believe in the promise that you have made today morning or today when we started, that I will replace want by will, then this is possible. Ladies and gentlemen, this is possible because dreams can and do come true. For that, you need to start thinking like an entrepreneur. You need to have a plan for the future, which I said in the beginning of the session, the 5-year plan. You have got to change the way you're doing things now, because if you keep doing the things the same way that you've done till date, you will not get anything different. You're going to get the same results. Ladies and gentlemen, my humble submission as we come to the end of this webinar, and before we get into the questions, is hold on to your dreams. They are real and they do come true. I have had my dreams fulfilled. In 7 years, 4 successful businesses, now helping people transform their businesses. My dreams are true. My dreams are real and my dreams are true. Hold on to them. But for that, your mindset needs to change. And for that, that phrase, I want to I will, needs to change. Look at, if you can do it alone, please go ahead and do it. But I want to quote Jim Rohn out here, that never wish your life was easier, wish you were better. Because the fact of the matter is the world will become difficult. We had the dot-com bust in dot-com problem in late 90s. We had the terror attack in early 2000. We had the subprime crisis in 2008, 2009. We had demonetization in India. We had GST. We had the corona. The last 20 years, we had 6 situations of turmoil. And as we go forward, these turmoils will keep on increasing. Number of competitors will keep on increasing. Number of products will keep on increasing. More and more intelligent people will come into this planet. So never wish your life was easier. Wish you were better. So we need to work harder on ourselves. At whatever stage of our life we may be in, whether we are a solo entrepreneur, and people tell me, sir, I'm a solo entrepreneur. I don't need a sales and marketing plan. I said, not possible. Every solo entrepreneur should have a sales and marketing plan, because I need to convert that leads into, I need to generate those leads and convert them and make money for myself, because I need to grow. And without money, nothing will happen. But the formula for success is the change has to be dictated from inside. I read that a very interesting story yesterday. I'm sure many of you have heard about this. So there was this big fight between sun and wind, that who is more powerful. Sun claimed he's more powerful. The wind claimed he's more powerful. And they said, let's prove it. And they saw an old man wearing a jacket and walking. The wind says, let me show you how the jacket flies off with the power of my wind. So the wind force increased and increased and increased. And as it increased, this man went on holding to his jacket as tightly as possible. After a point in time, he gave up. And the sun said, let me show. And the temperature increased. And when the temperature increased, the discomfort in the man changed from outside to inside, because he started feeling hot. And when the discomfort increased, he let go of that jacket. So the formula for success is, I can come here every week or every 15 days, which I do, and do a webinar. You can all come here and participate in that webinar, learn as much as possible, but you need to take action. Because the formula for success is that when the change is dictated by oneself from inside, new life takes birth. But when the change is forced upon us, that same egg turns into an omelet. Choice is yours, whether you want to give a new life or whether you want to turn into an omelet. Because the risk is, if we don't change today, 2021, many of the businesses that we have today will not survive post-COVID. Because the way of doing businesses has to change. The way of managing ourselves have to change. The way of managing customers have to change. Way of managing our employees have to change. You have to give them security, safety, because they are going out there in the field. So the change has to come from within us. That's the formula for success. Ladies and gentlemen, quoting Richard Branson, if you learn to run one business successfully, there's no reason why you can't run any number of businesses at the same time. The principles are the same, provided you follow the 4 steps. We have only done part of step 1 and step 2. There are 2 more steps to do, which is your leverage and your team, which today outside the purview of this webinar, but I'm happy talking to anybody of you who wants to do it. Because once you have covered the first 4 steps, then you get synergy and results. There we give you the freedom that every entrepreneur desires. You get growth, you get time, you get money to do what you want to now do in life. Set up another business, expand your current business, get into franchising, get into new geographies, or just let go and relax. Now it's the time to get into action, ladies and gentlemen. You need to decide the formula for success for yourself. It's for you to decide what you want to do, because whatever tough or however tough you think you are, you can't do this on your own. This was Tiger Woods talking in terms of the value of the coach and the support team. That's where I come to a conclusion. And if there are any questions, I'm happy to address. These are my contact coordinates. People who want to reach out to me, Most of you have my email IDs and phone numbers. You can take a photograph of it. So I'm the founder of Beyond Red Ocean Consulting, the franchise partner of Action Coach India. So I'm a business growth expert and an entrepreneur, and I transform SMEs and the MSME sectors into fulfilling their dreams and aspirations. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time. And I am open to questions if there are any. Any questions can go into the chat box, and we have about 10 minutes for questions, and we can address them right now. Any questions, please? No? Okay, one question. Is it applicable for any businesses? It's applicable for all businesses, whether you are a CA firm, whether you're a consulting organization, whether you're a manufacturing organization, it's applicable for everyone. And please, whether you're a solo entrepreneur or whether you're a large business, don't lose focus on the sales and marketing. Don't lose focus on the sales and marketing, because that's where your fundamentals are. So it is absolutely appropriate. Where do I see this business? Rajiv, thank you very much. Lead generation strategies we share once we get into a coaching assignment with our clients. And when we start coaching the clients, we can certainly share with you if you wanted to associate with us. I'm happy to share the entire lead generation. We have 72 lead generation. We have about 60 60 conversion strategies. Totally, we have about 350 odd strategies. Yeah. Thank you very much, Madhumita. Thank you. Okay, where do I see this business going post-COVID? Fundamentally, I have always believed. I've always believed that post-September, India will be a place of opportunities, and for that opportunity, we have to be ready. And I think there are a lot of opportunities that are going to come up, provided we have been able to manage. So I did a webinar some time back, and people who are interested can reach out to me. I'll share the link with you. But we did a webinar in the month of April. Runway for survival, runway for revival, runway for growth. And that actually translated into how the next 9 months would look like. So people who have been able to manage the runway for survival well, and people for the revival well, they can give you great opportunities. But if you have not been able to do the survival well, then you're in trouble. Okay, 2 questions. Mahesh Lada, how much does it cost? So we have multiple programs for coaching. We have something that is a one-day coaching program. There's a one-day coaching program. There is a program which is called as group mentoring. Group mentoring is for smaller businesses when we bring 5 or 6 business owners together and coach them on a bi-monthly basis. Then we have the one-to-one coaching program, where it is a structured weekly 48-week program where we engage with the business owner once a week, either for hour or for 2 hours, depending on the size of the business. We do that. So it's a composite program, and there we talk in terms of depending on where the pain points are to answer Mahesh Lada's program. So it goes up from the mentoring, the group mentoring program would be in the range of 20,000 per month. The one-to-one mentoring program for smaller businesses, where we talk in terms of 4 hours, is 45,000 a month. And for larger businesses, 70,000 a month, where we look at the entire thing. So there is no separate program for lead generation, but we can look at and customize a program, Mahesh, for your sales program, because there is no lead generation program. So we'll have to do a test and measure regularly. So Kunal Bajaj, I will reach out to you, and we can have a conversation about what needs to be done in the food retail industry at this point in time, because I think food is going to be big. Food is going to be big because we run a cloud kitchen concept, and I know that there's so much of demand at our end because people are tired of cooking at home. So food is going to be big. How do you change that entire business model, or how do you not change, modify the business model, is something that Kunal, I'll reach out to you, and then we can speak. So how to engage in the coaching program for your business, Dr. Pradeep, which I just mentioned to it, I will reach out to you, and then we can get into a call. Certainly, Kunal, look forward to you speaking to you. You have been one of my earliest participants in the April webinar, and thank you for staying back with me. So Dr. Pradeep, I will reach out to you, and we will do that. We are into traditional medicines. I think that's a big thing to be in, Dr. Pradeep. How do you leverage on the trading on the pharmaceutical space, which is, as it is, pharma sector is doing well, because I come from the healthcare sector, having spent a lot of time in GE Healthcare and other places. So I have a hospital background as well. So we can certainly talk in terms of the traditional medicines and how do you create a platform going forward into taking it in the future. Can we have a webinar available for this webinar? If you go into actioncoachindia.in Facebook page, it is live streaming there currently. You can certainly have a look at it, Mr. Satyan Gandhi, and I will also try and share. I'll connect with you and see if I can share a copy of this recording to you. I will try and send this recording of this webinar to everybody who's participated today. Thank you very much, Mr. Challa. Hope I have been able to add value to your decision-making process as you go forward. My humble suggestion, please take help, whether it's Action Coach person or any other person you need, take help, because we believe that we pay for our fees. And I believe that I am not a cost to any organization. If I'm coaching a business, I give them 5x return on the investment that is made. So I am not a cost, and because I don't want to be a cost on any business owner. So we are there to help you grow, because once you grow, then the world is at your feet. Madhumita Ghosh, no past links to food business, just started because I'm a foodie. So I start off, we had a cloud kitchen, and that's how, because we felt that there was a dearth of authentic Bengali cuisine in the place where I live, or in Thane where I live. So there's a dearth of authentic Bengali cuisine. So I got into it. Dr. Pradeep, certainly I'll be in touch with you. I'll speak to you on Monday. Mr. Gandhi, I'll speak to you on Mondays. Mahesh, I will also speak to you on Monday. Any other questions that I can address? Sanjay, certainly Sanjay will get in touch with you. I will share the link. I'll share the recording of the video with all of you so that you can have a look at everything. And this is only part of it. Please understand, this is only part of it, because we have other steps to follow as far as team is concerned. Satyan Gandhi, yes, I saw about your business. You are in the in the rental business. I know it's sensitive due to oversupply, but we still need to figure out how do you create an USP and do that, run a business, because what option we don't have is not to run a business. There are two options: either close down or see how my business becomes profitable. So there are options about how you can do that, and we will certainly speak about it. I know it's highly capital intensive, but let's look at the entire process. And so what I will do out here also is, to every one of you, I'm making an offer today, and the offer is, it's nothing monetary. I will offer all of you a 1-hour business consultation complimentary about your business only. Anybody who wants to do that, please type in I, so that I know that you are interested. I will send out a Google form to all of you, and please fill up basic data about your Google in the Google form. And once you have done that, my team will set up a 1-hour consultation. Post that, it is up to you whether you want to get into a formal engagement or not. So there's Dr. Pradeep says yes, Kunal yes, Satyam Gandhi says yes, Mahesh, you will have it on your WhatsApp today. Sanjay Sharma, yes, you will have it on your WhatsApp today, and then you can decide, and then my team will reach out to you and set up a 1-hour complimentary conversation, no commitments. Post that, if you see value, you decide to move ahead with the coaching, otherwise we stay good friends. Thank you very much. Thank you, Satyan, for sharing your mobile number. So for everybody in here who wants my mobile number, so that's me. Thank you very much, Satyan. Thank you very much, Mahesh. I will stay connected. By end of today, you will all have from my colleague. Please look out for an email from Ms. Paulamy, who will send out the link to all of you, and then subsequent to that, she will set up the 1-hour call with you at mutual convenience. Any other questions I can address, or we call it a day? Thank you very much for your time. It's 12:40 on the 11th of July, and I wish you a very profitable rest of the year ahead. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Because please remember, the world is changed. The world is a much better place, and the world will be a land of opportunities. It is up to us to realign and to do things the way we think the world requires for us to remain profitable. We have to be profitable. We don't have a choice. If we are in business, we have to make money, and we have to be profitable, and we have to add value to your customers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sanjay. Thank you so much, Rajiv. I am logging off for now. In future, if you want to reach out to me, please reach out to me, and then we can take on from there. Thank you so much. God bless.